afternoon to you. This is 96.5 FM. It's Memories FM. And it's a sunny afternoon. It's a sunny day today. Of course, it's sunny afternoon. We are going to be riding on this frequency in the next 50 minutes or so, and I would like you to join us. And of course, the program is Akwaibom of Our Dream. It's a program that comes to you every Thursday from 2 to 3. I have some erudite analysts in the studio with me, very vibrant and resourceful personalities. But before I do that, I will go on a short break, and when I return, I will unveil them. Let me just give you a hint on what we want to talk about. Local government system of our dream. That is what we are looking at today. And so you get prepared to call in and be part of the show. Local government system of our dream. So we are looking at the leadership recruitment process. My name is Julius Ebrene. You can call me Julius Brain. 085 of our dream. I know you have a dream for Akwaibom. You wish how things should be, and of course, beyond the wishes, you also pray for Akwaibom. So we want to practicalize that. With me in the studio is a well-known analyst, a regular voice on this frequency, very young but elderly fellow, always here, consistent, and sometimes personally I draw strength from what he's been able to do. A very fine young man, if you would. Akparawa of Yomotu. He's a retiree but he refused to retire. Welcome to the program, sir.
Thank you very much, Julius. Thank you, Asa. Thank you, my other brother.
Yes. All right. Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Welcome to the program. Now I also have this one. You know him, and is a very strong voice when it has to do with analyst and analyzing the issues on ground, the government government procedure specifically, and also is a comrade. You know what they do? They fight for the right, and they speak for people that do not have a voice. Himself, Comrade Udeme Afane. It's so nice to have you in the program.
Yeah. Good afternoon, Julius. Good afternoon, my colleague.
Welcome.
Akparawa, that I refused to retire. It's a pleasure for me to come around on Memories FM. I remember the last time I was here, I sat very closely to you to discuss the development of Akwaibom State.
Sure.
Discuss the Arise agenda of His Excellency Pastor Obon Eno, and also to discuss the way forward of our people. It's always my pleasure to be here.
Thank you again. All right, so for us at home, the number to call in and be part of the program, once it's time, we'll open the phone line, but get prepared. 0803 or 0809 066 6909. All right, I'll give you my first shot on Comrade Udeme Fane, who is also even though Akbarawa is a very strong, is an integral part of the local government system. But let me start with Udeme. Now, we are looking at the local government system of our dream and narrowing it down to the leadership recruitment procedure. How far so far in Akwaibom? Recently, we know that the party, I think too, have finished their arrangement and getting prepared for the election, the local government election. So how far has it gone? What's your view? What's your perspective?
Well, Julius, going by what is on ground and what we've seen over the few weeks that has passed in terms of party recruitment, party primaries. That has to do with what we call and know as internal democracy.
Yes, yes.
Internal democracy has to do with party structure, membership of the party coming together, to have a common view, a common ideology, in order to strengthen the party.
Okay.
Where this is not achievable, I think the resultant effect of that would always weaken the party structure. So coming back to your question, I think in Akwaibom State, the PDP as a party some weeks ago had concluded their selection, their nominations, party primaries,
Okay.
for the councillorship and the chairmanship. And we've also heard about the APC.
APC, yes.
Yeah, APC also did that.
We too.
Yeah, also did that. In achieving this, there are models that needs to be followed, so that no party member will be left, carried along. No party member will be found wanting in terms of agreeing with what the party, is doing. Let me talk about the one of the PDP that I believe they adopted different models. They call it zoning.
Okay.
They also call it streamlining, aligning, and all that. Here in Akwaibom State, the governor talked about the issue of him being a product of zoning.
Okay.
And during the last primaries of the party, the PDP in particular, I've seen that to some extent they have tried to adhere to the principle of zoning. For instance, where I come from, we have two development areas, the Reform local government. We have the Oruko and the Reform development area. And things are always being shared amicably within those two zones.
Two major blocks.
Two major blocks, political offices. For instance, currently the member representing us at the floor of the Senate Assembly is from Reform development area.
Okay.
And the transition chairman, is from the Oruko area. So it is their entitlement of that zone, the Oruko zone,
Okay.
to continue with the position of the chairmanship.
Okay.
And today, the man so favored, to run that affair at that tier of government is from that zone.
Okay.
Honorable Commissioner, Right Honorable Chief Unoiti, Honorable Commissioner, Minister of Environment and Petroleum Resources.
So in other words, where it has to do with your local government, the zoning has been maintained.
The zoning has been maintained, but there were some schemacies of agitation that has to do with micro-zoning. I talk about streamlining and aligning. Yeah. So people talk about, okay, since it has come to this zone, could we as a people, as a party member, we talk about internal democracy.
Yes.
Yeah. Could we as members of the People's Democratic Party sit down at that level of government to see which of the world that has not been favored
so
far, right from the inception of democracy in 1999. But in this instance, such arrangement wasn't adhered to completely, because if the party would have considered that, I do not believe that Right Honorable Chief Unoiti would have been would have emerged as the candidate of the People's Democratic Party gearing up for the upcoming local government election. So internal democracy is a variable tool in order to strengthen the party structure. And in doing this, all party members, not stakeholders,
okay,
all party members must be carried along.
You are talking about over 90% of the community now.
That's right.
So how is this possible?
You see, Julius, in party structure there are hierarchy.
Okay.
Now, I am talking about the PDP as a party now.
Yeah, let's stay with the PDP.
That's right. Now, in that local government, the PDP as a party knows their members, their card-carrying members.
Okay.
They have structures, ward structures, chapter structures, and they are to report to the state structure.
Yes.
Now, the state structure, through the leader of the party, the governor, has given a direction that there must be zoning. It is now left for the members of the PDP in that local government, led by the chapter structure, to sit down and have a kind of harmonization. Now, we have two major blocks. The chairmanship of this local government has been zoned based on these two major blocks to this particular zone. Now, it is the responsibility of the members of the party to either agree on micro-zoning. When I say micro-zoning, I am talking about zoning it to a particular ward under that zone that are the zone favor. In this instance, I think that was not adhered to. And I think I saw some few local tabloids within the week, having some members of the party from that locality, feel so disgruntled in terms of the decision. And those people have their right to do that, because this is democracy, government of the people, for the people, and by the people. The people has the right to agitate, but as a party, the party has spoken.
Okay, so we'll keep that aside and then we'll come back to that. You've taken a very good time to analyze that, and I believe that we are in consonant with what is going on in the PDP. And I want to get to Aparawa of Fion Otu. Now, you have been very integral part of the local government system at various stages and times. Then we are talking about the leadership recruitment process, and then even though you're not a party person, I wouldn't say. And then we are also looking at the internal democracy, which we talk about zoning. Now, how do we match zoning with competence? Even though you can't say that there is any, or let me leave it open. How do we marry or compare or balance the issue of zoning and competence?
Yeah.
This is not limited to PDP now.
Yeah, we have several political parties. I don't know how many of them are contesting. I'm a party man.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm a party man, really, and because of that, I respect the party. I wouldn't even have known if I hadn't been in service.
Okay.
To the extent that I remember in 2003 I was in Akwaibom, and late Umana, I can't remember his other name, it's really Umana, was the chapter chairman of PDP in Akwaibom. He came and said we're going to party. Council is supposed to have been giving them something to run the party. I was, come on, why are we going to give them? And I was still taught that the council has to support. I saw the spirit of party manship from then, 2003.
Okay.
So I'm a party man. Then aside that, we have talked about this the recruitment.
Leadership recruitment
process over times on this studio. Maybe my interaction in other sister studios. We talked about competence that is going to drive this process. We are not prepared to compromise. We have seen what is happening at the federal, we have said in the state, and here, this is our own federal, this is our own state. So we must be very, very apt in choosing our leaders. The parties will have to sit down, even though we zone. If you zone to an office to an area and there's no competent person, excuse me, let us be very serious about this, because in the next 3-4 years somebody will man that position. And let us not cry the way we are crying now. Let us not go and protest the way we are protesting today. I spoke about this, even this protest, I talked about it around January on this program. But here it has come to pass because people refuse to listen. If they listen to this program and take it seriously, most of this would have been averted. So, any local government that does not have find a competent hand in a zoned environment, should look for an alternative.
But how is this even possible?
So it's possible.
In
So it is
a
possible.
community of over 5,000 to 20,000.
How do we identify competent footballers?
Exactly my question.
Good. When they come to the field, you know who is who. That is why you see coaches go to football pitches to scout. They look for the competent ones. You don't just find somebody because he has some money. You just put him there. You would have been exposed to these persons over time, over years. You know their competence. You know where they are good at. Sometimes people say when you want to know who is who, give that person two things: money and power, and leave the person.
Okay, you said you are a party person. Now, what has party, irrespective of the party now, what has party done to ensure that, when you know, of course we know that after 2023 is 2027, like now, you know that in 2027 a particular zone or block will be zoned to, will be zoned either chairmanship or governorship or state house, as the case may be.
Yes.
Now, what is the party doing to ensure that within that block someone is nurtured, is coached,
No one
is prepared?
No one tree can make a forest. That is why party used to sit down with the people. You understand? The party does not come from the moon. They don't drop from the sky.
Sure.
They are all an integral part of the system. We sit down together. We talk about this zone comes here, this one comes here. How competent is the person they are going to produce? If we do it with an amount of sincerity or purpose. I remember I had always said on this program that a friend asked a question that, okay, let's start from what Obasanjo asked, local government chairman during his era. They were contesting and looking for 4 years in office. And the president asked them, if it takes you 2 years to become mad, how many years will it take you to run naked in the market? So, look, if you sit down with the people and talk to the people, they can produce competent hands. I don't like a situation when you zone because of zoning. You go and pick a stooge. I'm sorry, I choose my words. I'm not addressing anybody as a stooge. And because of that, let us be very, very careful, because already the hardship we have in Nigeria today, that is what has caused this protest. Don't also think and forget that the protest cannot be microzoned.
It cannot.
It can be microzoned. Protest can be microzoned. Yes. If you pick a woman who is not competent and you place him in that office, don't be surprised. People are coming after us now.
Let's see the situation in Akwaibom.
People are coming after us now.
The other day, the governor applauded the youth for not being part of the protest.
Yes, it's not as if we are too comfortable.
Yes.
We are respecting His Excellency the Governor because of what he has tried to do to assuage what we would.
But do you think this is a good idea?
It's a good idea.
If we have to listen
yes,
at the dying minute.
Sir, it is a good idea.
Why didn't okay, forgive me if we are digressing to the national. Why didn't the youth at the national also listen to the president?
No. What we have in Akwaibom is a competent governor, a man who knows us. He sits with us. He addresses us when issues go wrong.
Okay.
You understand? I'm being frank. If you drive along the Boom Plaza, that roundabout, I saw 2 gentlemen, 3 yesterday, who were wrapped in the Nigerian flag. They wrap themselves. They say they are on protest. If there's that kind of protest, it's allowed. You understand? Somebody will see them and know all is not well. But by the time you allow 1, 2, 3, a massive group to march along, before what happened in 2020 will happen again in NSAS. They will be destroying people. I mean a lot of
okay, Parawa. So let's come back. Let's come back. All right. So in other words, you are saying that the party has a role to play.
Serious
in
one.
Bringing out,
in
nurturing the
good. In addition to that, sir, not only bringing them out. When you bring them out, assuming they assume office, train and retrain them.
that takes me to the next question that I wanted to take on the Comrade Afarane on this.
Yes.
We talked about competence.
Yes.
We talk about being schooled, being experienced. Sir, where do we buy this? Where do we get the experience from? Is there any market?
No market.
Is there any place that you say, okay, Julius, you're contesting, so go to Akwa and them, go to shop 25 and get experience. How do we do this?
Julius, you see, when you hear people talk about experience, mostly in politics, they want to short change. Mostly the younger generation.
But the upcoming.
So that they
Yes.
don't even come on stream.
Yeah, yes. You cannot be experienced if you are not be given an opportunity.
Exactly.
This is what we're talking about. Nobody has a monopoly of knowledge.
No one.
No one. Is anyone like that?
No.
Fine. We learn every day. We learn and unlearn every day.
And relearn.
And relearn every day. Now, people talk about competency when it has to do with leadership position. Talked about experience. Talked about exposure. Talked about so many indices that could qualify one to handle any leadership position. In my own opinion, what should have been a kind of a yardstick or indices in order to measure one who will have that capacity, who will have that experience to lead. First of all, is what is the level of that person's education.
Okay.
That's the bedrock of everything. Now, before you even think of talking
when
about
you say education, formal
education,
good,
let me be specific, formal education. Now, my colleague here, Abarawa, talked about that we should not allow the issue of zoning to swallow competency. That is a fact.
Okay.
And you ask a question: is it possible in a whole block that no one is competent? It's not possible.
It is not.
It's not. It's not because these people are so selfish not to give the younger generation opportunity. Because you can only come to prove that you are experienced, that you have
given the opportunity,
that you have the capacity when that opportunity is being given to you.
To be proven right or wrong.
That's right. So the party at this point has a very big role to play. I give it up to the PDP here in the States to some extent. We've seen young people in different positions of authority within the PDP leadership. Let me talk about Borondo Basi, the current publicity secretary of the party.
Yeah.
We saw the present commissioner for information, Comrade Barrister Inemerebo. He was also a publicity secretary of the PDP.
Yes.
These are people who have been given the opportunity, and they are proving those people that talk about young people not having experience wrong.
Sure.
Who would have known that my brother, Comrade Inemerebo, would have been a good info person? If he wasn't given,
was not given.
they given to him at the party level as the publicity secretary of the party in the States. So people should stop, mostly the party, should stop using experience as a yardstick. Experience as a yardstick to deny people of their right. Now,
when opportunity has not been given,
you are talking about experience.
This is stress training.
You see, and he also talked about bringing up stooges. Stooge to manage position of authority in the name of zoning and all that. It's uncalled for.
But how do you know someone is the stooge if you haven't proven him?
Julius, okay. What you are, your community knows you.
Yes.
It's just about the issue of insecurity that we are talking in Nigeria today.
They know.
See, my brother, the terrorists are living within us. That's the truth. For instance, where you are living, if you are confident with your environment, you will know a new face. Your neighbor knows you.
Yes.
That's why the police say if you see something, you say something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we can easily identify who a stooge is within ourselves because we do interact with them. For instance, as a party man, you know the capacity of your fellow party man if you are a loyal party member.
Okay. All right. the topic is getting heated, and the studio here, I'm feeling a bit of that heat. I want the listeners to also be part of this. So I'll open the phone line in a jiffy.
If you are sitting there, you are feeling the heat.
So
you know what we are feeling
I want to
here.
transfer the heat to our listeners. So 0803 085 7755, or you can use 0809 066 6909. Please, if you call us, observe the radio culture, reduce the volume on your device, or you walk away. Keep your conversation, very civil, and of course your name and where you're calling from. So we take a very short break. When we're back, we do that. Stay tuned. Have that ongoing. We are discussing leadership recruitment process under the main topic that we have been going on for months, for weeks now. Local government system of our dream. Here with me in the studio is Comrade Udeme Afane and Aparawa Ofiomotu. We are really already doing justice to the topic. So if you're just joining us, the number to be part of the show is 0803 085 7755 or 0809 066 6909. Right away, the phone lines are open. You can do just that. So, Akbarawa, I get back to you. Leadership recruitment process. Now, we've talked about Hello, welcome to the program. We have a caller.
Hello.
Yes, welcome to the program. Your name and where you're calling from.
I'm calling from Minnesota. My name is Ibrahim Bernard.
Okay, Mr. Bernard, welcome to the program.
Hello.
Yes, go ahead. Please drop the volume of your radio or walk away from the radio. We lost that call. Okay, are you still there?
Yeah.
Please go ahead. Drop the volume of your radio. Reduce it. Alright, please, if you're calling us, don't listen to yourself over the radio. Reduce the volume or walk away from your radio, please. Thank you. We have another call. Your name and where you're calling from, please. Can you walk away from your radio? Alright. So, Akbarawa, we are talking about the leadership recruitment process, and we are narrowing it down to internal democracy within the party system. This has nothing to do with a particular party, but predominantly we have the PDP, and which we could use as a case study anyway. So, would you say that they are fair enough in doing? I know we've talked a bit about this. Do you think that any party so far, okay, let's use the PDP as a case study, do you think the PDP has done enough in terms of internal politics, internal democracy, when it has to do with pushing out the right people from the right block at the right time?
Yeah, I think they have, because we have not heard any grievance.
You haven't heard?
We have not heard. You don't need to sit down in your comfort and grumble. You must speak out.
Okay.
You must speak up.
I will allow that to slide. Okay, we have a caller. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Hello. All right.
If you feel slighted, there's always another time. Oftentimes, I tell people,
when the another time is more than 2 times, what do you say about that?
I give you an example
Okay.
of a patient dog that eats the fattest bone. Some guy in my place had been denied the opportunity of running for chairmanship or being in the office as a chairman for a very long time. And government looking at that, maybe the zone, even the zoning was favorable to his own zone, but not micro zoned to favor him. The state government is not blind. They are listening. They know those who are working for the party. They give him an alternative. They give him another position. You understand? Other than the chairmanship or councillorship or whatever you had sought after, which you could not have gotten. That is the duty of the party, to look at and consider, consolidate the thinking of the people.
Okay.
Because definitely these people are your own people. If it doesn't favor you to be here, let him favor you to be in another position. At least at that moment, you don't even know whether this one you are running, you are going to have a lot of favor from God. It is God that gives position. The people are being used as channels to actualizing or switching you to take to that position.
Okay, maybe I can switch to a Comrade 2. I want to ask Comrade 2 in one question. Now, the one I just asked Aparawa. Apart from that, what is the role of the opposition parties in all of this? Do you think they are doing fair enough when it has to do with the recruitment process, or they just sit back and expect that PDP will just hand them a position, or they are fighting now, making progress, making consensus, effort to ensure that they also come on board? Do you think they are doing enough?
Well, Julius, if you talk about internal democracy in Nigeria, all, I said all, has to be blamed. That is a fact.
Okay.
Whether it's PDP, APC, or whatever party you want to talk about, I do not think that this culture has been properly, harnessed or applied in our party, in our democratic system in Nigeria. Have you not seen what happened in the PDP during the last convention, where you have, someone that has become virtually all what he has become in his life politically as a result of the benefit from the PDP? I'm talking about the minister for the FCT, Newsroom, the then governor of Rivers State.
Okay.
Today, you see, his aggression was as a result of lack of internal democracy.
And it's really deep.
So let me come back. I just want to set an example to you.
All right.
Have you not seen what is happening in the APC government today? Didn't you watch their last convention?
Please, let's have this caller. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Good afternoon. Welcome to the program. Sorry about that. Please.
So I want to state this clearly. Nigeria democratic system lacks internal democracy. Because if
so in other words, you can say is the government of the elites. Is it elites or stakeholders? By stakeholders,
you see, Julius, commonsensical party is supposed to be a congregation,
a family
of people with the same ideology, common interest.
Okay.
I said people with the same ideology, the people with same vision, common interest, and goal.
Okay.
So where all these are not there, that is not party. When you talk about party, you're talking about individuals, you're talking about human beings.
That
Now,
comes together.
Now, in all this, the paramount thing is interest. So where a party could not define people's interest properly, there is bound to be disunity. And when there is disunity, there is nothing like internal democracy.
Do you think the interests of the people can supersede that of the party in this case?
When you talk about the people, you are talking about the party itself. That is why you have. That is why today. Let me come. Today, that is why you have today in party structure the stakeholders.
Okay.
The stakeholders. Who are the stakeholders? These are
That's
people.
the leadership of the party.
These are people who are supposed to be ordinarily, work at the level of advisory committee capacity. Apart from the structure of the party, where you have the party executive, the stakeholders are supposed to be people who would sit down, look at the truth, no matter how black it is, they still call it this is black.
Okay.
That has nothing to do with the structure of the party, where you have the hierarchy in the party. But today, the party has been left in the hands of these stakeholders, not the people. Not the people. And that is where we lack what we call internal democracy. Because if the stakeholders would have seen themselves as an advisory body and allow the people to drive the party, at the end of the day, at the end of every party exercise, you won't find any disgruntled member of the party. This is why you used to have every election, every primaries, the party will put up a mechanism. They call it reconciliation committee.
Because they know they will have issues.
Definitely.
Okay, let's believe this happened to a particular party. What is the role of the opposition?
The opposition
leveraging on this kind of a situation to buy back the people.
When you talk about opposition, the opposition today can become a government party tomorrow.
Sure.
What I'm talking about. So the issue has to do with the mindset. Now, for instance, the PDP has chosen their own way of conducting themselves internally, selecting leadership, selecting people who will fly the flag of the party
in an election
during the upcoming election. Now, the opposition party, their duty is supposed to be them learning from, if there is any mistake from the PDP,
okay,
to build on that and restructure their own party, getting up to receive any aggrieved member of any other party. You will have them. You will have them. People will be aggrieved. So you bring them in and give them a level playing ground. Where there is no level playing ground, there must be disunity. There must be lack of internal democracy in any political party, not only in government party. Even as should I say, unpopular as a party might be, you will still find this element of lack of internal democracy. And that is the bedrock of us as a people in this country, having what we term to be failed leadership, failed system. Now you see the people hitting the streets all about bad governance.
Okay.
The process of this recruitment was felt is so faulty. Somebody will say, okay, it is my turn because I am the most richer person in the party, or I have been in this party over the years, without considering the age, without considering even the exposure that we are talking about, without considering the experience. There is difference between party leadership and leadership at a larger level.
Okay, so if I could deduct from what you're saying, it's not about the party itself, it's the mindset
of the people
with
leadership. Let me blow your mind. Let me blow your mind. See, the people you have today in the APC were once in the PDP.
Sure.
The people you have today in the PDP were once in the APC.
Sure.
So it has to do with individual, mindset.
Okay. It has nothing to do with the
party, no.
Yeah. All right. So let's get back to Akbarawa, even as we try to wrap up in all of this, because looking at our time is fast spent. Meanwhile, you can send in make your call 0803 085 7755. We had some drop calls. If you are calling, please reduce the volume on your device and possibly walk away from them. All right, Akbarawa, as your this time we are wrapping up. So, what will be your advice? Your giveaway to people who are, perhaps they are nurturing the idea of coming into the mainstream of leadership, but perhaps also they lack tutors, they lack what do you call people that they look up to. Maybe they have these people, but the people do not. It's one thing for me to say you are my mentor, and it's another thing for you to accept that I am your mentee. So what's your word for this set of people? Because I know there are a lot of people that will say, I wish I could, I wish, and all of that.
Yeah, definitely we
That's
must.
given the intrigues that are in
whichever
politics.
party one finds himself or herself, let us be honest to ourselves. Leadership is not moi moi. Quote me.
Okay.
Leadership is a terrible process that must be achieved. Now, if you are coming in, already we have done congresses in the PDP, I think in APC too.
APC, yes.
Good, we've selected them. Let PDP know that APC is coming with full force. Let
Are they?
come on, don't underestimate the power of a kid, because it will stunt you.
Okay.
Now, APC too must know they are going to fight with the elephants, and
Yes.
they must be prepared.
Okay.
Now, whoever emerges, my word for everybody, let us be selfless. Let us be focused. If you know you are not qualified for an office, please throw in the towel before it is too late.
What if is your turn and your?
Oh, come on, it's forget about this turn thing. Yes, you can give a turn to somebody and it becomes a block. You understand?
Okay.
A spanner in the wheel of works, and nothing works after all. So let the stakeholders be honest with themselves. Let the party sit down with the people. Let everybody in a potpourri manner produce leaders that will stand the test of time. The money that comes to the local government is going to increase. It has even increased.
It has increased.
No, I saw a publication the other day, if it is true, if it is not fake news. No local government has below 200 million naira. No local government. I say
Some had over about
Three.
400.
good, some 400
That is-
million. Now, let that money not blow your head. Let's see how we can apply this money, because the people are politically sound. They are aware of what is happening now. They will come after you. The people are prepared to come after you. Let the people know the councillors must live in their domain. Let us be very wary of we and what we do. So
How about
that
the leaders, the leadership of the party?
that is what I have called on the leadership of the party. Let them stay with the stakeholders. Let them look at the people they want to recruit. Let the communities be consulted. You cannot go and pick somebody from my village who has stayed in Port Harcourt permanently. He knows next to nothing about the community, and you bring him to become a chairman. The people will revolt, definitely, because if you don't know the routes to your village head's house, you don't know what happens, which road is motorable, which one could be graded, how would you do it? I said, you call me Mr. Local Government, I am prepared to answer, because I have worked in about 22 out of the 31 local governments, and I know what I'm talking about. Many councillors don't even know their villages. They don't even know their village. You ask them their ward, they don't know. So this one we are going again. Let us be extra careful.
All right, you still have your last slap if time permits, but that is a very strong word for both the leadership and people following. All right, Comrade Udeme, so far we've really looked at the intricacies involved in the leadership recruitment process, and of course what it means, what party internal democracy should mean. So what will you say? I don't know why I keep asking this question. What will you say about opposition parties? Because if I know, for instance, let me chip in something. We kept pressing the former governor, Godswill Obodokpabio, that he did this, he did that. If if he did not have a stiff opposition, there is tendency. So
Wouldn't
what's
have
your word?
performed the way he
Yes,
did.
what's your word for this? As a rapper, we have to meet, please.
See, quickly, in a GV opposition party has to desist from that character of looking for a way to
Which
please-
hunting?
Yes. to dance to the gallery of pleasing the government in power. There are some members of the opposition, especially at the party structure, the leadership structure of the party, that bluntly, consciously refused
To oppose.
to oppose, even when they see something to oppose,
Yes.
just because of pittance.
Okay.
Eh,
That doesn't mean you should say what because it's not your party. You should just criticize.
No!
Even if you criticize,
No,
because-
criticize constructively.
Yes.
For you to give constructive criticism,
It's allowed.
it does not mean you are against what the leadership is doing.
No.
You are just advising. This thing's supposed to be this way,
And you are going this
and
way.
you are going this way.
It's wrong.
In you keeping doing that as an opposition party, you might not know the people you are tracking. See, this thing has to do, as I said it earlier, it has to do with the mindset.
Okay, please.
So leadership is not it's not a how do they call it, this chin
Yeah.
or chin
It's
gum.
not my.
It's not. So when you are criticizing the government, also get prepared to give those results, those things that you feel that if these things were in place,
It would work.
so that's the truth. Opposition party should desist from
Just following.
dancing to the gallery to
All right. So thank you so much. That has been the size of the package today. We are looking at the local government system of our dream, specifically leadership recruitment process and how internal democracy within the party structure can make or mar. I had with me fantastic gentlemen Udeme Afane and Akbarawa Ofiomo too, who did justice to the program, to the topic. Now, a sincere thanks to our regular host who is not here, Dr. Chris OKON, and of course the leadership of Memories FM. I will not fail to thank my producer here seated with me, Comrade Asa. He's doing a great job. Right, my name remains Julius Ebrene. Hopefully we'll see you next week. Meanwhile, you stay tuned for other programs. See you. Bye.